Hey everybody, I'm Clint Arthur, and it's my privilege to be the program leader of the last year of your life. And I want to thank you and praise you and tell you that you are awesome for making it through this far in the program. And we've got a really amazing topic for you this week. I think it's a topic that will add so much value to your life. I know it has for me. And the topic is, naturally enough, connecting with family and friends. I mean, really connecting with family and friends. See, here's the problem. The problem is that you know these people. They're called your family. They're called your closest friends, your oldest friends. And you know them forever. You know them for your whole life. And so it's really, really easy to build up resentments against these people. Maybe we're talking about your wife here. I know in my case, man, anytime something goes wrong, my mind just says, it's her fault. It's her fault. No, it's not her fault, okay? It's not my mother's fault. Maybe it is my mother's fault. Maybe it is her fault. But the problem is that I'm married to my wife. The problem is I only have one mother. The problem is I only have one best friend from when I was 12 years old. The problem is I only have one best buddy who got me into the part of being Conrad Birdie. So no matter what that guy does, I'm still going to be there for him. But over the long haul, over all these decades of life, it is very easy to build up resentments and create grudges that seem insurmountable against the people that you love the most. Now, in my case, a lot of people would say I would be very justified in holding a grudge forever and never letting it come down against my mother. It had to do with, of course, money. Something that I inherited with my brother from our dad, that she screwed up, ended up costing us $50,000 straight out of our pockets, plus a very valuable asset, which we just lost. And one of my friends who had kind of a similar situation with his dad, where he had to actually go ahead and sue his dad. He's like, how can you accept your mother after what she did to you? I mean, the woman tried to steal the valuable asset from you, ended up costing you a ton of money. How can you forgive her for that? This is the problem. And I remember when I was like my early 20s, I was visiting my grandmother down in Florida, and my mom and dad were there. And I remember my mom, she was so mad at my father for something that he did. And I remember she said, I'll never forget this. She goes, I'd like to take a knife and plunge it right into your heart. That's what she said. She either said it to him or she said it about him. She either said, I'd like to take this knife and plunge it into your heart, or she said, I'd like to take a knife and plunge it into his heart. Something like that. I mean, she's a very dramatic person. Now, here's the problem. I only have one mudda. You see what I'm saying? I only got one mudda. As much as I wish I had another mudda, I only got one mudda. So, if I am holding a grudge against her for her stupidity, who am I really hurting? I'm depriving myself of having a mudda. You know, I'm 46 years old. Well, I'll be 46 in a couple of weeks. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to have a mudda. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be alive. Do you? I don't know how much longer she's going to be alive. I don't know how much longer the world's going to be around. Maybe the world's going to blow up. We'll all be gone. I don't know. All I know is that I have one mother. And if I choose to resent her and hold a grudge against her for her trespass against me, for the mistake that she made, for her error in judgment, for her evilness, whatever you want to call it, all I'm doing is saying, Clint, you don't get to enjoy any time with your mother, the one single person who gave birth to you, who brought you into this world. You don't get that. And so I have chosen to forgive. Can I forget? I try. I try to keep in mind that she is a fallible person, just like everybody else. I'm not perfect. Lord knows I've made mistakes. And I try to keep in mind that she's a human being and she made mistakes and I paid for them. But it's my mother. And because of this, I've been able to have a relationship with this woman. And I've been able to feel good about the fact that I'm on good terms with my mother. If anything were to happen at this point to either one of us, I don't have any regrets. I don't have any accounts that have to be settled. I can go into the last day of my life, the last night of my life. I can lay down in my deathbed and be cool. Because I've been able to put aside the past and move forward in the most positive way that I possibly could, given my circumstances and who I am and who she is and where we are in our lives. And this is what I'm hoping you can do. Because you only have one mother. You only have one father. You only have the brother or sister or sisters that you have. Your friends are your friends. Your wife, your kids, your cousins. For whatever reason, you were put on this earth in relationships with these people. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. Those family members were put here on this earth with you for whatever reason. And the goal of the last year of your life is to help you to get rid of all the baggage that's wasting your time. I mean, if you're driving around in your car muttering resentful statements about your mom and the evils that they did to you, or your father and the crimes that they committed against you, who is that really hurting? Ideally, you will lead a life where you will have a great relationship with your parents, your siblings, your spouse, your closest friends. Right? Isn't that the ideal? Wouldn't that be the best thing possible? How is that going to happen for you? It may require you to become a saint and forgive. To forgive the terrible things that people have done to you. Maybe that's the lesson of your life. I don't know. For most of us, we don't have to become saints. I am not Saint Clint. I am most definitely not Saint Clint. Forgiving my mother for her mistakes will not get me enshrined in the Vatican. I assure you that. But it did create a lot of peace in me. It did create the opportunity for me to have a relationship with my one and only mother that has been able to have spillover effects for my daughter. She's had a better relationship with my mother because of that. So my daughter has had a better relationship with her grandmother because of that. I've made happiness for me, for my mom, for my daughter. That's all I got, you know? I just have one little tiny life with a few little people in it. And I'm just trying to do the best that I can. And that's what I want you to do too. This week I want you to do the exercises which are designed in the book to help you to put the past behind you with regard to your family and your closest friends and the mistakes that they've made over the years. These resentments have had decades to build up in your life. It's not going to be like, bam, you're going to be able to forgive it once and for all forever. But I will tell you this, you can make a huge difference. You can make a huge jump and breakthrough this week. Pick up the phone, do the exercises. Let bygones be bygones with the people who are closest to you in your life. You're going to feel like this huge sense of liberation and satisfaction and happiness when you do. And here's the beauty of it. Nobody can stop you. You've got a phone. Pick it up. Cut out these cancerous resentments and arguments and senseless divisions between you and the people that you love. Cut them out of your life now. And hopefully you can forgive yourself for the lost time that you wasted. Is it easy? It can be. It really can. My best piece of advice is, whenever you come to a fork in the road, take the high road. Whenever it's time for somebody to be the bigger person, you be the bigger person. This is all part of deepening your character. This is all part of you growing as a person and becoming the man or woman that you've always wanted to be. The man or woman that you've always wanted to be is a bigger person than you are right now, obviously. That's why you're doing this course. That's why you're living this experience, this personal exploration experience. You're exploring what it means for you to grow. You're exploring how are you going to become the bigger person that you have always known you could be. This is how you do it. By eliminating the negative, holding you back energy in your life, cutting it out. You're the only person who can cut out these wounds. You're the only person who can do this kind of psychic surgery on yourself and say, you know what? It's time for me to forgive and forget and move on in my life with my mom in my life, with my brother in my life, with my best friend whom I miss in my life, with my kid in my life. Man, how many parents and children are estranged from one another? For what? With my wife in my life. How many people are in marriages which are not and have not been true marriages for a long time because the wall has been up? Break down the wall, Mr. Gorbachev. Break down the wall. Break down the walls in your life. Because this is the last year of your life. And if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it? Now is the time to break down the walls. I know you can do it. Just believe in yourself and remember to take the high road. Have fun, and I'll see you next week.